Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Monday, June 29th, 2015. If you want to follow us on Twitter, go to CATEX TV. The situation with Greece and the European creditors and the International Monetary Fund is in complete disarray. Over the weekend, in the middle of Saturday night to Sunday night, in a rambling, somewhat incoherent statement, Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras, who had very suddenly abandoned the talks in Brussels with the EU finance ministers, called for a snap referendum, which is going to be held next Sunday, in which all Greeks are going to vote to decide whether or not they're going to accept the terms of the creditors. Meanwhile, at midnight tomorrow night, the existing Greek bailout deal will expire. Greeks will technically default. Long lines are in Athens today as Greeks are lining up to attempt to take money out of banks. The government has closed banks, so those lines are now focused only on ATM machines. There's a limit. 60 euros a day only can be taken out. The banks are not going to open until Monday, July 6th, if not later. Meanwhile, European finance ministers are voicing feelings of betrayal that they were close to a deal with the Greeks, and what happened is Mr. Tsipras decided that he would throw it to a referendum. Early indications from polling, I don't know how exact they could be, are that the Greeks will in fact vote no on accepting the deal. Meanwhile, the British Prime Minister David Cameron said that a Sunday referendum vote against the bailout terms would mean that Greece essentially is voting on pulling out of the Eurozone and ending use of the euro. It's an odd statement coming from the British, who of course do not use the euro, they use the pound. Britain has been holding meetings for months to prepare for the potential of a Greek exit, including advising British tourists going to Greece to take money with them when they go there. Investigators in Taiwan today are focusing on the possibility that a cigarette butt or a spark caused the blaze that burned 498 people at a Saturday night water park theme party when colored powder sprayed from the stage caught fire. One person has died, 400 people remain hospitalized. Criminal charges are going to be filed against the organizers of the Saturday night party, as well as the Formosa Fun Coast theme park in suburban Taipei. The temperature at the time was about 97 degrees Fahrenheit, and apparently 3 tons of colored starch-based powder was brought in by the organizers and thrown from the stage, which suddenly ignited. It's possible, and the theory now is that the cornstarch might have been flammable. Axis Chief Executive Officer Albert Benchimol is saying that the upcoming merger with PartnerRe is in excellent shape. He spoke in a joint interview with the PartnerRe chairman Jean-Paul Montupet. It was conducted by AM Best. Both men voiced optimism that the deal is going to go through and that the Exor bid is going to fail. Exor has already responded, saying that most of the points raised in the interview were wrong. Cooper Gay, Sweat & Crawford has made a big move. They have brought in Steve Hearn as group CEO. Hearn is replacing Toby Esser, who stepped down 2 weeks ago. Hearn comes from Willis, where he was currently the deputy CEO of the entire group. There's undoubtedly going to be a gardening leave period. It's not yet known when Hearn is actually going to begin at Cooper Gay. There's a fairly substantial wildfire fueled by high winds and very hot temperatures in central Washington state. It's about 120 miles east of Seattle. Some 12 or so homes have already been burned and 1,000 people have been evacuated. Firefighters are converging on the region as we speak. And in Michigan, electricity crews are working to wrap up power restoration, as about 165,000 customers were left without electricity after severe thunder and lightning storms went through the lower peninsula this weekend. And in Cape Canaveral, Florida, yesterday, the unmanned SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket, which was carrying some 5,200 pounds of resupplies and food and water to the International Space Station, blew up about 2.5 minutes after it was launched from Cape Canaveral. SpaceX is contracted by NASA to bring resupplies to the International Space Station now that the shuttle fleet has been retired. NASA said that the astronauts on board are fine and they have plenty of food. Other reports are saying that by July 24th they're going to have to switch to rationing. However, by that time, a Russian resupply ship is scheduled to have reached the space station. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.